welcome back. Hi guys! I'm gonna get this one.
So you want to learn more about clay. We're going to break it down and start from the very basics. Number 1, tools and materials. You're going to need clay, and there's different types of clay, namely oven-baked polymer clay and air-dried clay. I use oven-baked polymer clay, so I'll be speaking to that more. There are different brands of clay, and if you're just starting out, I recommend using pretty much any brand that's available to you in your local craft shop. If I had to recommend one, Sculpey's a pretty good place to start. There's Sculpey, Primo, Fimo, Craftsmart. I think the biggest difference between these clays is their texture and how firm they are. I store my clay in a container like this just because I have so many. When I store the clay away, I either keep them in their original clay packaging or I might put them in saran wrap, but I found that over time, for some reason the polymer clay causes the saran wrap to become a little bit disintegrated and it gets kind of soft and gooey. So sometimes I'll use aluminum tin foil. The only downside being that the tin foil is not transparent, so you can't see through it. So for clay shaping tools, you can pretty much get any set at your local craft store or online. I actually happen to have a cake decorating tool set because that's what my aunt gave me many years ago, and it just happens to work. You're going to naturally gravitate towards whatever tools work best for you. The tools I happen to use a lot are straight edge tools like this, a fine tip needle-like tool, and then a slightly more blunt needle-like tool. Optional tools are rolling pins or pasta makers, especially if you want to work with more flat 2D clay projects. Prepping and mixing clay. I know some artists craft their clay pieces in one uniform color. However, I personally like to use colored clay. So if you're wondering what basic colors you should start off with, I would recommend getting black and white clay and the 3 primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. With these colors, you can mix them to get pretty much most other colors. In order to do that, you need to know some mixing techniques. Now, there are 2 techniques that I am aware of. One, I'll call the smush technique. It's simply smushing the colors together until it blends into its final form. For me, I do something called the twist and roll. I'll have 2 or more colors of clay, I'll roll them out and then twist them together and then roll it and then twist it again. For me, this makes the blending process much faster. For me personally, the best tools for smoothing out clay are simply my fingers. If you gently brush your finger against the surface of the clay, then you can achieve a pretty smooth surface. It even looks a little bit shiny. That shine does go away a bit after you bake your clay. Part of the clay making process that I've been trying to accept is that my clay pieces won't be perfectly smooth.
Guys, so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next vlog.